You already know what to do, and you're still not doing it. So the problem isn't knowledge, it's something else. It's a deeper, more insidious force at play. You don't struggle because you lack information. You know you should. Exercise regularly, start that challenging project, reply to that important email. Finish what you started, move forward with your goals. You've read the books, watched the tutorials, listened to the podcasts. You have all the data, and yet you delay. You find reasons to put it off, to wait for the perfect moment, or to simply avoid it altogether. So the issue isn't what to do. It's not about acquiring more facts or strategies. It's why knowing doesn't turn into action. Why does the bridge between intention and execution so often collapse? That gap is where the real problem is. It's the chasm between your intellect and your will. And understanding it is the first step to bridging it. As Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, profoundly said, "We are what we repeatedly do." This isn't just a philosophical musing, it's a fundamental truth about human nature. Our character, achievements, identity, are forged in the crucible of our daily actions, not our fleeting thoughts or intentions. It's a powerful reminder that consistent action, however small, shapes who we become. You've replaced action with thinking. You've become a master strategist, a meticulous planner, but a reluctant doer. You plan. You research, you watch endless videos, you prepare, you create elaborate spreadsheets, color-coded calendars, and detailed outlines. You consume courses, read self-help books, and listen to motivational speakers. You feel busy, productive even. But you don't start. The actual execution remains elusive, perpetually pushed to tomorrow. Because thinking feels productive. It gives you the illusion of progress without the actual commitment. It gives you the feeling of progress, without the risk of failure. No chance of making a mistake, no potential for embarrassment, no encounter with difficulty when you're just thinking about it. So your brain learns, thinking, safe, action, shucks, uncertain. It's a subtle but powerful conditioning. Your brain, in its quest for efficiency and safety, reinforces the path of least resistance, and over time, you default to what feels safe. The comfort zone of contemplation becomes a prison, keeping you from the very growth you desire. You're not lazy. This isn't about a lack of drive or inherent indolence. You're avoiding friction. Your brain is wired to seek comfort and conserve energy, and action often presents immediate discomfort. The moment something becomes uncertain, difficult, uncomfortable, whether it's the blank page of a new writing project or the first rep at the gym, the awkward conversation you need to have or the steep learning curve of a new skill, you pause, then delay, then switch to something easier, more familiar, less demanding. Because action requires effort, risk, exposure. It demands you step into the unknown, confront potential failure, and exert mental and physical energy. And your brain is trained to reduce discomfort. It's an ancient survival mechanism. But in the modern world, it often works against our long-term goals. It perceives the discomfort of starting as a threat. So it redirects you. It whispers, later, not now. Let's just check social media first. Not away from the task, but away from the feeling. It's a masterful misdirection, preserving your immediate comfort. At the expense of your future progress, you've trained a loop. This isn't an accident. It's a learned behavior, reinforced over time. Delay, relief. The immediate sensation of putting something off brings a fleeting sense of calm. Avoid, feel better. Stepping away from the uncomfortable task provides instant gratification. Postpone, less pressure. The perceived burden is lifted, if only temporarily. Each time you delay, you teach your brain, this is the better option. You are literally rewiring your neural pathways, strengthening the habit of avoidance. So the behavior repeats. It becomes an automatic response, a default setting for anything that presents friction, not because it works in the long run, but because it feels easier in the moment. Follow Daily Reset Lab if you want to understand why you do what you do and how to break free from these self-sabotaging patterns. The cost isn't just delay. It's far more profound than simply missing a deadline or putting off a chore. It's unfinished tasks that pile up, missed opportunities that vanish, repeated cycles of frustration and regret. Think of the dreams left unpursued, the potential unrealized, the experiences never had. But deeper than that, you start losing trust in yourself. This is the most insidious cost. When you consistently fail to follow through on your commitments to yourself, your inner confidence erodes, because you say you'll do something and you don't. This creates a disconnect between your intentions and your actions, leading to self-doubt and a diminished sense of agency. And that changes how you see yourself. You begin to identify as someone who doesn't finish things, who can't be relied upon, even by yourself. This self-perception then reinforces the cycle of inaction. The solution isn't more motivation. You've likely experienced bursts of motivation before. You've had motivation before. It didn't last. Motivation is a fickle emotion, often tied to initial excitement or external pressures. It's a spark, not a sustained flame. Because the problem isn't starting. You can often get yourself to begin. It's what happens when friction appears. The moment things get tough, uncertain, or uncomfortable, that's when the old patterns kick in. So instead of asking, "How do I feel motivated?" this question leads you down a path of seeking external stimuli or fleeting emotional states. Ask, "Can I stay when it gets uncomfortable?" This is the crucial question. It shifts the focus from emotion to resilience, from external factors to internal fortitude. It's about developing the capacity to tolerate discomfort, because staying is what breaks the loop. It's the act of consciously choosing to lean into the friction, to endure the discomfort, that rewires your brain and builds new, more productive habits. You don't fail to act because you don't know what to do. You have the knowledge. You fail because you leave too early. You retreat at the first sign of resistance. You avoid friction. You prioritize immediate comfort over long-term growth. You choose relief. The temporary ease of avoidance becomes your default, and you repeat it. This cycle becomes deeply ingrained, a well-worn path in your mind. The algorithm didn't stop you from acting. It didn't force your hand. It just made avoiding easier. It presented endless distractions, endless opportunities for that fleeting relief. You followed. You made the choice, however unconsciously, to take the path of least resistance. If you want to change this, you don't need more information. You don't need another book, another course, another guru. You need to stay. You need to commit to enduring the discomfort, to pushing through the friction, to showing up even when it's hard. Awareness isn't comfort. It's not a warm blanket. It's responsibility. It's the recognition that you have the power to choose, to act, and to shape your own reality. The responsibility to stay. Subscribe to Daily Reset Lab for more perspective like this, and join a community dedicated to turning knowledge into action